What's up, everybody? Welcome to EDH Workshop. I'm MC Sebzi. Welcome to the Monkaroos channel. Today we'll be talking about one of my newer decks, Tiamat. When I got him, I was pretty excited to build him, but I wanted to build him kind of differently. I know one thing, everyone just builds a dragon deck, fill your deck with dragons, but I thought, him coming down, you're going to be always getting the best dragons. So why not just only put the best dragons? So this is my Tiamat Dragon General deck. The main purpose of the deck is just, play Tiamat and then search out 5, and I have a 6th specific generals that I put in the deck. So they're just legendary dragons that I just thought worked really well. All of them have kind of attack triggers and are combat based, so they really like attacking. So yeah, let's just get right into it. Tiamat comes in, lets me search for 5 dragons, put them into my hand, and the 6 that I put in here that are my big ones, we'll start with a Tarka. World Render gives all my dragons double strike when they attack, also 6/4 flying trample, great card. I got Ojutai, Soul of Winter, flying vigilance 5/6, and whenever a dragon I control attacks, I tap something down, a permanent, and it doesn't untap during the next untap step, which again, so many dragons attacking. Lathless Dragon Queen is great. Whenever another non-token dragon enters the battlefield, I get a 5/5, gives all my dragons fire breathing as well. This works well with all the others. Usually this is the first one I play once I tutor them all up. They all start making extra dragons, which trigger all their combats. Karthus, Tyrant of Jund, is great. Flying haste 7/7. When he enters, I gain control of all dragons, and I untap all dragons, and other dragons I control have haste, allowing them to attack right away, allowing, the 5/5 tokens that I make to attack right away. Very beneficial. Dromoka, the Eternal, flying 5/5, and when a dragon I control attacks, I put 2 +1/+1 counters on something with the lowest toughness. Again, this will start growing itself, and also my other dragons once, the others start getting bigger and bigger. And the last one I put is Piru the Volatile. Flying lifelink 7/7, and I can let it die at the beginning of my upkeep and bomb basically all the creatures on the board except for mine, because all my dragons that I'm putting out are all going to be legendary, so they'll all kind of stay safe. Meanwhile, everyone else's regular creatures will die. Keeping my commander on board too. As for that though, I know they get pretty expensive and stuff. That's why I have things like Joda. Joda's in here to make all my dragons only cost 5 mana. So, it's just my goal is to get to 1 of each color, play my commander, play one of my dragons. Other creatures I got in here, Angel of the Dire Hour, just enters and kind of exiles all attacking creatures, kind of helps when I'm getting attacked by a heavy swarm or don't have, my commander out yet. So that's always beneficial, comes in with flash. Ashen Rider as well, enters the battlefield or dies, I can exile a permanent. I got Doomed Necromancer. He can sacrifice himself, return something from the graveyard to the battlefield, most likely my Piru. Other dragons, I only got 2 other dragons in the deck, which are Broodmate Dragon, just enters and makes a copy of himself, and Savage Ventmaw, which when he attacks he adds me 6 mana. These are just in there in case I do draw one of my dragons, in case I got a couple in my hand. I'm not searching only for 4 or 3, so it kind of, helps keep dragons in my deck. Then I got Dragon Lord Servant and Dragon Speaker Shaman, both good cards to just reduce the cost of my dragon in case I don't have my Joda. I got a Rift Sower just to add 1 mana of any color. I got Spella Ice Shaper, basically pumps out manaliths, again, mana of any color. Thraben Watcher gives all my dragons +1/+1 in vigilance, which is great, that way they don't need to tap and they can still block for me. And Zakama's in here because I will be playing it for only 5 mana and untapping that mana and then playing a dragon on top of it. Great play. Also, Zakama's a phenomenal card. As for sorceries, Abundant Harvest gives me ramp, Cleansing Nova, board wipes when I need it. Dark Intimations kind of lets me destroy something and also return something and draw and make somebody discard. I don't have a Nicol Bolas Planeswalker though, so that second ability doesn't matter. Dirge of Dead gives my dragons fear. Gives all my creatures fear. That's kind of a finisher move when it gets to that point. you know, they can't be blocked except by black creatures or artifacts. Lets them get through better. Face Reversal lets me return something from my graveyard to my hand. Again, Piru is kind of like my blink bomb, so I'm kind of able to return him, play him again, let him die, and keep the board clear for my dragons. I got Index in here to kind of reorder the top cards of my library, smooth out my draws, and also make sure my dragons aren't coming right away. See Beyond also lets me shuffle some cards back into my library after I draw, so the dragons that I do draw in my opening hand, as an example, I can put back in until later, right? Get more cards to ramp and get better cards early game. Shamanic Revelation draws me a bunch of cards, and all my dragons will be 4 or greater, so I'll gain a bunch of life. Revoke Existence, targeted removal. Raise Dead returns Piru back. Path of the Festival lets me search for some land, and then I will always have like multiple basic land types, so I'll definitely get the Scry in, and the Flashback's nice. Insult to Injury lets me double up all the damage my dragons are gonna do with Insult, so that's really good for a finisher as well, especially once they have, you know, double strike, and once they have haste and stuff, right? As for instance, I got things like Azorius Charm, Lifelink, draw a card, get rid of an attacker that's problematic. Again, a lot of the deck's focus is to get rid of stuff early game and keep it, you know, keep myself alive until I get my dragons, and they just start slowly cascading into each other. Not with actual cascade, but just, you know, turn after turn. Bedevil's in here to remove, Blacksmith Skill to protect as well as stave off. Borrow's Charm can destroy something, make something indestructible, or give something double strike. For 2 mana, that's great. Condemn, again, gets rid of something that's attacking me. Despark, removal. You got some counter spells. If I got a dragon in my hand, it's beneficial. You know, if I've already played Tiamat and they're trying to target to destroy it, this is helpful. Savage Summoning lets something be uncountered and enter with an extra +1 counter, and with flash, I'll usually try to flash in my Joda if I have it, you know, the turn right before bind, so that way, you know, I'm able to use them right away. Magma Quake kills everything except my dragons. Fog prevents all combat damage. Same thing with Druid's Reversal, but it allows me to populate one of the Lathless 5/5 dragons, so that's really useful. Fated Return allows me to return something to the graveyard, from the graveyard to the battlefield. And it gains indestructible, so this is good for my actual like dragons I want to stick around, like Karthus, like Lathless. Yeah, I got some counter spells against Spell Pierce just to kind of help me out. Turn to Earth lets me shuffle a few cards from my graveyard into my deck. Most likely going to be my dragons. Once, you know, Tiamat's off the board, I can recast them, get those dragons back. And then Unexpected Windfalls just for some draw and tokens, or sorry, treasure tokens. For artifacts, I got Fist of Suns, another Joda effect, something that allows me to play my dragons for a cheaper cost. I love throwing in Door to Nothingness in my 5-color decks. Again, since I have a lot of ways to fix my mana, I can get to that kind of mana pretty quickly. Commander Sphere just for ramp, Traveler's Amulet ramp, Vessel of Endless Rest ramp, and also lets me put something from my graveyard at the bottom of my library. Again, if I play my commander again, I'll be able to tutor those dragons out. A Jeskai Banner just for some mana fixing. I got a Kaleidostone in here recently, lets me draw a card, and then I can add Wooburg no matter what kind of mana I have, so that's always helpful if I'm kind of like messed up or have like too much of one color. Moonsilver Key also helps me ramp. As for enchantments, I got Dragon Fangs. Gives a creature trample, like my dragons, and then when a dragon comes in, I can actually return it, because it's usually going to cost 6 or more, from the graveyard enchanting it, so kind of like a Rancor effect. Druid's Repository, all my dragons are going to be attacking so much, this helps me get more mana and, you know, maybe be able to play two dragons a turn. Heartless Summoning reduces the cost, but it gives my creatures -1/-1, which again with these huge dragons, it's not too big of a blow. Again, just I want a lot of ways to reduce the cost so I can kind of play out these dragons quicker. You know, 2 a turn is very helpful, especially with things that give them haste. Market Festival is just heavy ramp, lets my mana tap for 3. Omniscience is in here too, so once I drop that, all my dragons are free to come into play. I also got Pacifism in here, just to help out with the early game, stop a problematic attacker. Rhythm of the Wild makes my dragons uncounterable and gives them Riot, which is helpful. Rule of Law, since I would probably be only playing one dragon a turn because of the heavy mana cost, even when I have Joda or something out, this stops my opponents from doing it, from playing multiple spells, and it allows me to kind of, still play freely if need be. And then worst case, I can always remove my own thing with Stave Off, but I feel like Rule of Law is kind of more of a target, so an enemy will probably remove it for me. Trove of Temptations is here to kind of just ramp me really quickly, getting these treasure tokens and stuff. And, the downside of getting attacked a lot, but I do have some big life gain things, such as Shamanic Revelation, or things with lifelink, having Piru Bomb, everything, ways to gain that life back. As for lands, this is my land base. I'm just kind of trying to run as many colors as I can. A lot of things to mana fix me. Got all the dragon lands that help me if I have dragons. Got, other things. This for basic land cycling. Sulfur Vents is pretty useful for color fixing. But yeah, so that's basically the deck. Surprisingly, the curve is pretty low, mostly. I got a lot of permanents in this area, but those are mostly my dragons and whatnot. Yeah, that's the deck. Here's some other stats I got on it. There's the price down there if you ever want to get it. But yeah, it's all on Moxfield. You can come check it out. I'll put the link in the bio. But that's my Dragon Generals Tiamat deck. Yeah, again, I wanted to build something a bit different. Didn't want to just reuse the same, dragon deck and whatnot. So this is my take on it, search out my generals. The playstyle's very aggressive. As soon as I get these in my hand, I'll drop a Lathlis, I'll drop a Karthus, and then I'll drop an Ojutai, and those things will kind of all roll into it together, making a bunch of dragon tokens, giving everything haste, tapping down everything, and then the double strike comes in and the counters come in, and everything starts picking up after I drop like 2-3 dragons. But yeah, super fun deck, a lot of fun to play. Yeah, just holds out early game, and then eventually just starts bombing in late game once I have things like Fist of Suns out. But yeah, that's the deck. Hope you enjoyed. Let me know in the comments what you think, any advice. I'd love some tips on this deck, any cool cards you think would be a great addition to it, or let me know too what other kind of videos you want to see, what other decks you want to see. I got a bunch. If there's any certain strat you guys would like, I definitely am sure I have a deck for it. And if there's any commanders you want me to build around, I'll definitely take a look at one and tackle one. But yeah, let me know in the comments. Hope you enjoyed, and like and subscribe, do all that good stuff. Catch me on the Monkaroos. Catch me streaming on Twitch as well. I'm MC Sebzy almost everywhere. On Twitch, I'm MC Sebzy 7, if I believe. Yeah, come check out my Moxfield. There's my guy right up there. I'm just MC_Sebzy. But yeah, check out my deck, see what you like. And yeah, like and comment. Catch everyone later.